It's Sunday, guys, so you know what that means. It's time to tour my small space desert garden before it rains. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today we are going to tour my small space desert garden. So for those of you guys that are new or you have just joined my channel, thank you. I appreciate it. We got a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new faces, and I've been appreciating talking to some of you guys down in the comments. So if you guys have questions about your small space gardens or any questions about gardening in the desert or hot climates, I would love to answer them for you. So just comment down below and we'll get an answer for you. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm growing. My garden is going through a bit of a change, especially out here in the back part of my garden, because as you can see, we no longer have the Armenian cucumber. So everything is now starting to get a lot more sun, but it is a bit messy back here. So we'll be cleaning it up and then we'll officially have a pretty garden tour. So guys, first up, this is all going to the Homestead. We're going to be going to the Homestead pretty soon here. So all of this stuff here is just stuff we've been collecting out of the garden. It's a lot of like vines and dead plants that we're going to be taking to the Homestead because we are going to be putting in another bed when we get there. Now over here we have our early girl tomato. Now as you can see, there's a lot of leaves down here. All of these leaves came from the Armenian cucumber. So that's one of the reasons why I never have to worry about mulching, because as I'm taking down plants, they just kind of cover where they need to cover. So we have our sweet peas. These are Oregon sweet peas here, which are doing quite nicely. They have not been attacked by anything, so I'm pretty excited about that. What we do have covered up is going to be our broccoli, and I will show you guys why later when we get to our other greens. But our broccoli looks beautiful, beautiful. Not a single hole in our broccoli. And you guys will see how much these little Dollar Tree trash cans make a difference when we get to where they're not covered. Now over there we have some Kentucky Wonder pole beans there and there that are finally starting to make their climb now that they're not covered by a giant Armenian cucumber. So they're starting to get a little bit of sun. We have our nice little holy basil over here. Now my holy basil was tilted completely this way, like it was like almost at a 90-degree angle, at least 45 degrees. And I turned it to kind of make it go backwards. So now it's standing up a little bit straighter, so that's nice. But once again, it didn't get a lot of sun, so it was trying to do its own thing to reach the sun. Speaking of reaching the sun, look at these jalapeno peppers. Okay guys, so most of my spicy peppers out here that are in this part of my garden, not so much that part, they are now 2 years old. So when you see the size of these peppers, this isn't just like a couple months of growth. These plants have been in here since last season. They're on their next cycle of fruiting. So I think that my jalapenos is on cycle number 4 of fruiting, because usually they fruit each season and they're starting to fruit right now for the fall. And then my serranos have just been going gangbusters. So those ones are about on cycle 4 too. My plebano did not fruit its first cycle, which is his first like season, but it only fruited like a couple, like 2 or 3, the last season, which was the summer, like early summer, late spring. But now it's starting to really put off a lot of peppers. So I'm gonna show you guys. So guys, I want to take a really quick minute here to thank our sponsor, which is going to be at Vego Garden Beds. I killed my citrus plant, as you guys know. And I think that I killed my citrus plant because I overwatered them. Luckily, Vego Garden Bed has a solution to that. Let me show you guys. This is their new citrus planter, and the cool thing about this is that it comes with a little water guide. So on here, as you can see, it'll tell you if it's full or if you need to refill it, or if you just kind of like need to leave it alone, or if it's halfway full. I think that this is going to be very helpful because especially living in the desert, overwatering can be an issue. So guys, one of my biggest problems is that during the summer when it's like 118 degrees, I never know how much to water my trees because my trees they're just out there. They don't get any shade cloth. Nothing really can help them. And my dwarf Mexican lime has been with me for years at this point, and I'm pretty sure the problem was overwatering. Let me show you guys. So here was the issue. I've moved it over here by my spigot, and as you guys can see, because there's tape on it, I cannot get my spigot not to leak. So it always used to leak here in the pot. And I thought it would be fine. We had a hot enough summer that I thought it would be okay, but it was not. As you guys can see, it just got too much water in it, and this thing is done. It's over. I'm so sad, but it's okay. We're gonna get a new one. So guys, Vego has actually just started their Black Friday sale. So if you are in the market for a good quality bed, try one of their beds. They're up to 50% off on their website right now. And you can use our promo code down below to get a discount. And these have been the best beds that I have ever had. I've made myself some. They've worked out good. We're fine with them. But I much rather have a good solid bed that is going to last the test of time. As you guys know, our Homestead is getting nothing but Vegos. So if you guys want to test them out, check out the website and get something on the Black Friday sale. All right, let's get back to the video. So this is the poblano, and as you guys can see, we have a lot of little peppers on here. I actually had more, but I ended up breaking a branch by accident. But there are a lot of poblanos on here, and a lot more that are coming in, which is really exciting. See all these like little flower buds that are gonna be throwing off some more serranos. So I'm really excited about all of these little buds. My jalapenos are also starting to think about putting off more jalapenos. As you can see, we're starting to get a few more. It's not as crazy as it has been. Actually looking at it, nope, we're starting to get a lot more that are coming in. So it probably is going to be pretty crazy coming up here soon, but they are tall. They're almost the height of the 6-foot fence. And then over here to our serranos, they are just going crazy. Now these are over 6 feet because they are over the fence. They're sitting on my arch right now. They were reaching up a lot to get the sun during the summertime when we had the Armenian cucumber there. So that's how this plant got so tall, but it is fruiting. As you guys can see, we did a big harvest off of this, and it is already fruited like crazy. So if you are going to be a desert gardener, one of the things that you can do is keep your pepper plants. During the winter time, you guys are going to see me cover these up with something like just like a cold cloth. You could do like a sheet, or you can do like a tarp or anything like that. Get them through the winter, because if you get them through the winter, they will grow twice as large and they will put off like crazy in the spring. But then that second cycle, when they're starting to go through the fall, is going to be an insane harvest. So if you guys thought we got a really good harvest during the spring, we're going to get an even bigger harvest during the fall and during this like early winter, because the plant is like twice the size. In some of these cases, like 3 times the size. So desert gardeners, don't pull your pepper plants. Just cover them up. Even if they're looking a little crazy during the winter, just cover them up. They will pull through. They'll be fine. You might need to prune it a little bit, but just cover it up and let it grow. Now over here in my medicinal bed, it is super weedy, but we have a ton of evening primrose, which I'm excited about. I want to make some new skincare this year, so I needed the evening primrose to come back, and it did. So all of this is evening primrose. I tried to pull a lot of the weeds that were out of there. I'm not sure what this one is, because that is not evening primrose, and it also doesn't look like a weed. So I'm letting that grow out to see what it is. It might be an echinacea. And then over here, we just have some weeds. Somebody asked me what the weeds were. I have no clue. I'm pulling all the ones out of this pot, but this one, I'm gonna leave. We're gonna see what it is. It looks kind of like it might be a dandelion. So this one kind of looks a little bit different from this one. I don't know. Anybody know weeds? Let me know. Now, for anybody wondering why I would let a weed grow in my garden, a lot of time weeds have medicinal properties where they're actually just naturally growing, and they really do help your body with just different things. So I do a medicinal Friday on it. Maybe I will do one on weeds and different weeds that you can use. I tried growing dandelion here in my garden, like ones that I planted from seed. They don't grow. but wild dandelion is like, hey, let me just grow back here. So it kind of really depends on the monsoon season for me. A lot of people always ask me if I ever get weeds in my garden, and I do, but it's only after really good monsoon seasons. Now moving along here, we have some cucumbers here and here. Those ones are Asuyu cucumbers. They're looking absolutely terrible. I don't even think that they're gonna grow, but yeah, we do have them. And then we also have some green beans. You guys see this? So disappointed in this bed. This was supposed to be our green bean bed, which would have given me a wonderful harvest. It did not. So I only got 2 green bean plants that popped up, and they're having green beans, but we're gonna have like 4 green beans to split. How terrible is that? And then we have some curly parsley here that I just planted, and some sweet mint right there, which is kind of like a stevia, but I think a little bit different because it's called sweet mint. And then we have our giant mulberry tree here, and we have our giant indigo here. Now guys, one of my friends here in Arizona gave me 6 more trees that I am excited about. 4 moringa trees and 2 figs and 1, I forgot the name of it, but I'm super excited about it. And those ones are gonna go out on our land. I'm going to plant half of them because I don't want to lose them. Where our land is, our homestead is, it is on an aquifer. So most people out there said once you get the tree planted, you don't have to water it. And our land is covered in trees. So I know that it probably wouldn't be like an issue with us not being there every single day, but I am going to save a couple of them here. That way, if anything bad happens and like a cow eats it, or something else eats my tree, then at least I have a backup here to plant and get a little bit bigger. But these trees I am going to be taking out as soon as we get our well. I want to make sure I don't lose my big mulberry, because my mulberry is now fruiting. We go by Jewish principles here in this house, so we do not pull from our trees until they are a certain age, and our mulberry is surpassed that age. So we get to harvest from that. So I really am like, it's my little baby. Well, now it's a big baby. And I really want to make sure that I don't kill it by it being ignored. Even though I think it'll be fine. But I don't know. I'm being like a mother hen when it comes to my mulberry. Now, also before we leave the outside, we have our black cherry tomato, which is already growing fast. It is growing super fast. And then we have a basil right there below it. The basil, this was a basil I had inside that was looking terrible, so I just planted it. And it'll start to come back now that it's in the ground. I just needed some more space. I have dropped seeds here, so there's like some turnips and carrots and stuff like that there, but they haven't popped up yet. And then underneath here, we have our cabbages. As you can see, this is another cabbage that we have, another plant that we have covered. And it has done so well being covered. You guys are gonna be so surprised when you see what happens when we don't cover things. But it's looking pretty good out here. We have our potatoes. These ones are Yukon Golds, and I think the middle is russet. So the potatoes are starting to pop up really well. I might need to move that potato that's over there because it is not popping up yet, and these ones are. And it's the same potato planted at the same time. We have our sweet banana peppers here and here, and then our sweet Marconi reds are here. We have one like little leek that I tried at planting some leeks from seeds. It looks terrible, but it's still in there. And then here we have our big beefsteak tomatoes, looking absolutely beautiful. Now guys, this big beefsteak tomatoes, these are very important to me because they used to be a part of our seed swap that we did. So when my mom passed, for her memory, her last thing that she was going to plant were her big beefsteak tomatoes. These flies are terrible. Which were her favorite tomatoes, and she planted them in her garden all the time. So I shared all of her original seeds from her original garden that she had with everybody that did the seed swaps, and people have been growing them and sharing them and growing them and sharing them, and it's been like this great thing. So having this plant in my garden has been amazing. We do also still send out seeds to people that are in need. So if you're in need of starting a whole garden, just message me. If you guys can't afford to, we have some extra seeds that we send out. And yeah, because we want to make sure that everybody is able to eat food. Now, hiding in the big beefsteaks here are some leeks. These are ones that I just planted that I had some leeks that I grew. So there's one there, and then there's one over there too. And then I do need to dig up all of these because all those seeds that I planted, guys, they popped up. It's a good thing that I did go ahead and put the starts in because these are still pretty small, but I do want to see if anybody else wants these. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them all and just put them in some dirt and make them available for some of our friends. And then we have our curry tree here. The curry tree also needs to go out on the land. So you guys are going to see me use some dried curry to make some hair products on Friday. So our green stock towers, this is where I'm struggling with some stuff because I planted a lot of my greens out and it has just not gotten cool here during the day. Like, this is the hottest it's been in a November in a while. But I have some Paris Island lettuce that looks absolutely terrible. Some of my starts are okay, but some of them, like, we completely lost. Like, completely lost them. And then the kale down here, the dinosaur kale, is doing better than the collards, but as you can see, it still has a lot of bug damage. There's no way to like really cover it, so I couldn't put like my trash cans over it, so it has just been absolutely struggling. Yuli is doing Yuli's thing. That is her grapevine. But as you can see, guys, look, this is just getting absolutely destroyed. I'm going to have to come in, just kind of like chop it all down and see if maybe I could put like a sheet or something like that over it. But there's like no real way to cover my green stock, so I'm not really sure what to do. You guys give me some tips. And then a lot of my starts are they're just not happy. These ones are okay though. These ones look okay, like they're pulling through. But this round of them down here, they've just been eaten down to nothing. So you guys, I kind of expected that I was going to struggle with my greens this year. And that is because we had an amazing bumper crop of greens last year. And typically, if something grows really, really good one season, you have a bumper season, the next season, it's not really meant for it. It's like the weather pattern, it's weather patterns go through its weather pattern changes. And that next season is typically not like the best season to have it. And it just doesn't grow well. But it's okay because you got a bumper crop the season before. But that has put in, like, with this season, I've been able to grow things like my peppers, and my tomatoes are growing really great. And squash, I haven't been able to grow squash in forever. And we now have actual zucchini on this plant, which makes me happy. And a pumpkin on this one. So seasons change. You have to kind of plan with those seasons. And when you're getting those bumper crops, make sure you guys are preserving. We put so many greens in the freezer that right now it's not like insanely upsetting that we don't have the greens doing well and that it's too warm for them, because we do have them in the freezer. So you have to take advantage of those times when you need to take advantage of them and when you have like good opportunities. Now, speaking of a good opportunity, look at this, we have squash. We're going to be picking this one because it's growing into the side of the bed. This one is our raised elevated Vego garden bed. It is growing this big, beautiful zucchini plant and doing well. And it's also growing our celery. So I have our celery over here. I don't know what I'm gonna plant next on this side, but yeah, I'm gonna have to be able to plan that out pretty soon. And then we also have our Roma tomatoes over here in Tomato Alley. They go up here and then all the way over here. These are all of our Roma tomatoes. And then we also have a habanero right there and a purple basil right here. On this side, we have all of our spinach. Our spinach is doing a little bit better, but I think it's just because it's been hidden by the pumpkin. But it is doing a little bit better. And we have some marigolds in the middle of those. Our pumpkin looks absolutely terrible. If you guys saw my video about the pumpkin, it looks terrible, but that's because I planted it pretty late. But we do have one pumpkin that's coming through. So we're excited about it. These flies are absolutely driving me insane. So there are some things that I just don't do things about in my garden. And I know that that pumpkin was planted late. I actually planted it on time. It just didn't get enough sun in order to really get started. So it got started pretty late. So the best bet is just to let it put all of its energy into the one pumpkin. It might even put off one more that it can put off and be happy about that because it's not going to make it as it's getting colder and colder at night. Because although our days are warm, our nights are they're starting to cool down, and they're cooling down enough to give this one and now this one a little bit of powdery mildew. But we'll just appreciate the fruit that comes off of it. Now in my cascading garden or Vego garden beds, I have onions all at the top here. They're looking pretty good. We also have our kitchen herb garden, and this one has some cilantro over there. It has rosemary, sage, parsley, basil, dill, thyme, oregano, and even more cilantro over here. It is looking really, really good. We're gonna be able to start doing some big harvests from this. I know this parsley needs it and the oregano needs it, so that then we can start preserving some stuff. Right below it, we have just some French marigolds and then some plants that just need to go out and get put into the dirt. Like right here is going to be all of our Swiss chard, but currently it is sitting on top of my barbecue grill with some more French marigolds. And then we have some parsley right there. And then this mint looks absolutely terrible. We also need to move this to where it needs to get more sun. So that is it, guys. That is what so far we have crammed into our little small space garden. My friend did just tell me that my garlic should have been planted a month ago. So I'm gonna be planting that like for sure today. I'm gonna put that in before the rains come. And yeah, here's to a wonderful garden season. I hope you guys are planting out your gardens and not getting picked on by the flies. And until next time, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys.